Jake sat in his cramped apartment, staring at the screen of his computer. He had been working for hours, trying to track down the source of the virus that was sweeping through the city. But every time he thought he was getting close, the trail went cold. He was about to give up and try to get some rest when his phone rang. It was an untraceable number, but Jake knew who it was. "Jake, we need to talk." A voice on the other end said. "I'm busy," Jake replied, his fingers flying over the keyboard. "I think you'll want to hear what I have to say." The voice replied. "Meet me at the old warehouse in an hour." Jake hesitated, but he knew he couldn't ignore this opportunity. He quickly packed a bag and headed out into the night. The warehouse was dark and abandoned, the perfect place for a covert meeting. Jake arrived to find a shadowy figure waiting for him. "I know about the virus," Jake said, his hand hovering over the weapon hidden in his jacket. "I'm not here to harm you," the figure replied. "I'm here to help." Jake was skeptical, but he knew he couldn't turn down any lead. So he listened as the figure revealed a shocking truth. The virus had been created by a powerful corporation, and they were planning to release it on the city in order to win a contract with the military. Jake was disgusted, but he knew he had to act. He could go to the authorities, but he knew they were in the pocket of the corporation. He could go to the media, but they were controlled by the same forces. So he made a decision. He would take matters into his own hands and stop the virus himself. It was a risky move, but Jake was no stranger to danger. He spent the next 48 hours working non-stop, using all his skills and cunning to track down the virus and shut it down. In the end, he succeeded. The virus was stopped and the city was saved. But Jake knew he had made enemies that would stop at nothing to get revenge. As he fled the city, he couldn't help but wonder if it had all been worth it. He had saved countless lives, but at what cost? Jake knew that he would always be looking over his shoulder, always running from those who sought to destroy him. But as he vanished into the night, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. He had paid the price of freedom, and he would do it all again to keep his city safe. Jake sat on the beach, staring out at the crystal-clear water. He had been hiding in this tropical paradise for months, ever since he had become a wanted man. The military and the corporations were both after him, desperate to get their hands on his skills and knowledge. But Jake wasn't going to make it easy for them. He had always been a rebel, fighting against the powers that be. And now, more than ever, he was determined to stay free. He was just about to take a sip of his drink when his computer beeped, indicating an incoming message. Jake hesitated for a moment, wondering if it was a trap. But then he shrugged and opened the message. It was from an old friend, Maria, who worked for one of the corporations. "Jake, I don't have much time," Maria wrote. "They're on to me. But I had to warn you. The corporation is planning to release a digital brainwash virus. It will be able to control the minds of anyone who uses the internet. They're going to use it to turn everyone into corporate puppets." Jake's heart raced as he read the message. He had always known that the corporations were ruthless, but he had never imagined they would go this far. He had to stop the release of the virus, no matter what it took. He quickly gathered his things and set off on a mission to stop the corporation. He knew it wouldn't be easy. The military and corporate agents would be hot on his tail, determined to capture him. But Jake was determined to fight for what was right. As he journeyed across the country, Jake gathered a team of rebels to help him. There was Maria, of course, who had risked everything to warn him. There was also a skilled hacker named Sam and a young woman named Lucy who was fighting for her freedom. Together, they stormed the corporation's headquarters, facing numerous challenges and obstacles along the way. But they were no match for Jake and his team. They fought their way through hordes of corporate agents and military drones, determined to reach the source of the virus. Finally, they reached the main server room. Jake could see the virus pulsing and glowing on the screens. He knew he had to destroy it, but he also knew it wouldn't be easy. The corporation had built the virus to be almost indestructible. But Jake was a master hacker. He had spent years learning every trick in the book. And with the help of his team, he was able to find a weakness in the virus and destroy it. As the virus was destroyed, Jake felt a sense of satisfaction wash over him. He had stopped the corporation from controlling the minds of millions of people. He had made a difference in the world. And as he walked out of the headquarters with his team by his side, Jake couldn't help but hope that this was just the beginning. Maybe, just maybe, they could make the world a better place for everyone.